Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for an episode of Smithfield Farm. Alright, so if you recall from the previous episode, we raked up all of this dry hay and we're going ahead and bale it today. So I got the case 1370, I almost said 1570. I think we do have a 1570 somewhere around here though. I'm fairly certain of that. So I got the 1570 here. Yeah, there's a 15, I thought so. How much horsepower does this one have? 130, 150. Oh, interesting. Anyways, so I got the case 1370 right here. I currently got him on the baler. And we're going to go ahead and do a little baling. The nice thing about this is how wide the pickup actually is on this thing. It's pretty wide actually. Wider than you think a lot of the time. It's one of those scenarios where you think it's not that wide when in fact it actually is. It does a pretty good job. It gets quite a wide swath, I guess is the word I want to use. But apparently there's not much material here in comparison to what I expected. I actually expected to be have 2 or 3 bales by now, but I guess not. Alright, there we go. There's one. It's funny, one of the really nice things about this particular baler is how quick it actually ejects the bale. I find with the John Deere 864 Premium that it actually takes a lot longer to eject the bale out of the back. I don't know why that case is, but it just seems that way. It just seems like it just takes a long time. You might have a similar experience or a different experience, I don't know, but it just seems like it takes a while. Let's back up here a little bit. I have a feeling this bale's going to run down the hill there. We'll see in a second. Oh, no. It's not too bad, actually. I suppose if this was an MR bale, it wouldn't be as bad, but whatever. I don't do MR. I tried it once, and it didn't work out so well for me. Some people... I know David Oldfield said it's come around. It's a lot better than it used to be when it first started. And now it's actually good. I don't know if that's the... I can't... From what I've seen on his Let's Plays, it seems that way. It's actually a lot better than it used to be. I just haven't gotten around to testing it for myself again, so... Just one of those things, I guess. What we'll do is we'll grab a little end slice over here of this. Because I guess I forgot to rake this last little bit here for whatever reason. Oh, yeah, that was right in the worst possible spot. Oh well. You always miss sunlight when you bale hay. You can't get it all. And a lot of times, you see people running around the field trying to get every little bit of hay at the end, or straw for that matter, but in the end it's usually not worth the the extra effort to go around and pick it all up. And the fuel, especially these days, the fuel. You burn so much fuel from doing silly stuff like that it's really not worth it. And from a financial standpoint, you really got to take those things into consideration. Is it worth my time to do X? I'm just going to slow this down a little bit there. Is it worth my time to do this or that sort of idea? So it's one of those things that if you're managing a farm, you really have to take a lot of those little things into consideration because they get overlooked very easily, unfortunately. So, and if you overlook those types of little tiny financial things, you could come back and bite you later on, sort of thing. So I don't think I've ever used this one before. I think I've always used a 1570 for whatever reason. That's kind of funny, actually. Let's grab this last little bit there. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I don't know why, but this I've never used this one. I've always used the white one, which is kind of funny, actually. When you think about it. There we go. Perfect. I don't know, just one of those things. You use it once and you're like, oh, okay, let's just use this one, and you like it, so you just keep using it, but you never try the other ones out. I think I even have a couple new mods. I'd have to double check, to be honest with you, but I have a couple new mods. Nothing too crazy, so that's why I don't think I'm jumping to use them or anything like that. But it's one of those funny things. I don't know. I have to double check, actually. I don't remember what the mods are now. But let's just check quickly here. Is it a new tractor? Let's just check. I don't think so. It might be, I don't know. But I'm under the impression that's probably not a new tractor. Nothing really stands out. No, maybe I didn't get any new mods. No. In my mind, I did. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh well. Not really important. I hate when that happens. It's like, you ask yourself, well, did I actually get that new mod or not? I don't remember. Because there's always new mods coming out, so it's like, sometimes what will happen for me at least, is I'll see the mod, and I'm like, oh, it looks alright, and then maybe I'll download it, but I won't put it into my mod folder for Farming Simulator, which is kind of funny, but it's happened before where I'm like, oh, didn't I download that mod? Yeah, I think I downloaded something, and in fact I actually did. I just never moved it to the appropriate file, which makes me laugh. But it happens sometimes. There we go. Nice. One of the things I just learned recently was, this is probably going to be irrelevant now, but a mod, so the OEB MR await, is going to be available for non-MR use in the next little while. So by the time this goes up, I suspect that the await will already be able. You will already be able to use the await in 2013, not 2015. I don't know how long it'll take for it to transfer over, but it's possible it won't take very long, or it could take a long time. I don't know. But I was talking to David Oldfield, and he's saying that the mod should be ready fairly soon. Soon being the week of the 30th, so between the 27th and the 31st, I guess it is. Somewhere in there, he said that's where he guessed it'd be ready. Which is gonna be kind of cool, but unfortunately, at that stage, it's one of those things where it's like, it's nice, but 2015 will be out, so a lot of people will be playing that as opposed to checking out 2013. Although, if you look at 2011, those mods are still very much in use by some people who are using 2011 still, of course. And there will be various reasons why they're using 2011. One that comes to mind is, of course, the money. Not the money. The maybe the money, I don't know. I was going for a computer, not for the money. Maybe their computer's not able to use 2013 yet. And that's the reason why they're still using 2011. Like, the game didn't change a crazy amount. Like, some of the textures are a bit different. Some of the other things are a bit different. But all in all, the game is fairly similar from version to version. You know, there's always going to be, like, little improvements and whatnot. For example, in 2015, what you're going to see is the improvements in particle effects and whatnot. And also, hopefully, the physics. Still not sure about the physics yet, but from what it seems like, they will be better. How much better, I don't know, but better is the key word here. I don't know. I'm just hoping the bales are easy to move around and whatnot, and it makes stacking bales, for example, a bit more of an enjoyable task to a certain extent. Like, I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours stacking bales, but it'd be nice to have the opportunity to, if you wanted to, I guess. There's some people out there who definitely love stacking bales. I'm not one of them per se. I don't mind picking out bales every now and then, but I try not to make a habit of it. I know Grant from Scottish Gaming Guys always tries to stack bales, which is kind of funny because often he runs into problems. Whoa, that's what happens when you hit your mouse. Jeez. Often what happens is you run into problems. When he runs into problems when you try to stack bales. I run into problems when I hit my mouse. Jeez. But I don't know. I think that's probably the one thing that a lot of people are hoping for, is the bale physics are going to be a bit better. That's what they're hoping for, at least. It's hard to say whether it's going to change or not. I guess what I'll have to do is I'll have to play 2015 a little bit and then come back to 2013 and do a little comparison or something. Alright. Let's get this last little bit here. How much is this going to take? I really hate that beeping sound. It's one of those things that you wish would beep a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if balers actually do the beep, make that sound when they are full. I'm not sure. I know combines do. That's for sure. They make a heck of a noise when they're full. Or getting full, for that matter. They're one of those machines that, if you've ever been in one, it's like being in an arcade, essentially. There's so many buttons to push, so many beeps and sirens, and, well, not siren, but lots of beeps, let's say. And it can be rather distracting if you're not used to it. There we go. Nice. That's more bales than I thought. What is it? Delete? Yeah, that's not too bad. 14 bales. That's actually a lot more than I thought I was going to get out of this low section of field. It's funny, I often wonder how many bales you'd actually need to support, you know, a certain type of animal, be it a horse or a cow. Like, how many bales do you actually need per cow or per horse, for example? I'm sure you guys know. So if you do know, let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious now. I know it's different for every type of animal. So, it's one of those things where it's like, well, it depends. That's the answer you'll probably get. Depends on whether it's winter, or if you're in Canada, you're in the United States. Like, I want to say it's like, how much would it be? 90, but no. Maybe a bit more than 90 bales. I don't know. My father-in-law told me once, and I can't remember what it is now. I think he was saying a certain number of small squares per horse. Or per cow, I think is what he was saying. I can't remember. It's too long ago. Alright. Let's bring this bale up here, and I guess we'll just continue on this little path right here. Why not? Doesn't make a difference at this point. But yeah, I'm sure there's a certain number, or like a key number you would get per animal, or like a rough estimate. It'd probably be like an overestimate, just because you don't want to have to buy hay in the middle of the winter. I know people do that if they're in a bind, but I don't think it's something a lot of farmers want to do if they don't have to. Because, you know, I guess it would be kind of expensive in the winter, because it's not when there's not when it's plentiful, I guess. You know, one of those supply and demand type scenarios where if there's lots of supply, i.e. the summer, then it's not that big of a deal. But if it's the winter and there's no hay being grown yet, then probably makes a pretty big difference, I imagine. I don't know. Not an expert, that's for sure. Alright, nice. Yeah, I did a pretty terrible job with that rig, I think. It could have been worse, that's for sure. Could have been better. Maybe somewhere in the middle is what I would say. That would be how I would describe it. One of those in the middle type jobs, because there's always going to be a better job. There's always going to be, you can always do a better job, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Well, there's always someone out there who can do a better job as well, right? So, alright. I guess this is the last pass. So what we'll do is we'll finish this last pass. Looks like we're getting a ton. Holy cow. I guess we have all the extra materials all on the edge apparently. That's funny. It's also interesting when Courseplay does this versus when I do this. I always miss a little tiny tuft, that's what I'll call it. A little tiny tuft of hair. That's normally how you say that, tuft of hair. Anyways, no. A little piece of grass. Because what will happen is I will stop after I need to a lot of the time, and Courseplay is always, you know, accurate, so it stops before and never misses anything. Yeah, so it misses a little tuft of grass is what I was going for before. Oh, yeah, they decided to roll down there. That's not good. There we go. Let's see if we can't get this last little bit here. The question is it going to be 1 bale or 2? Probably 2. That's my guess. What are we at? 20 bales? That's quite a bit, actually. We'll have to see about getting them on a trailer or something, because that's the dairy farm up there. We actually don't have any cows yet, which is kind of funny, but well, maybe it'll be 1 bale. I don't know. 1 bale and a bit, probably. That's, yeah. Of course, it's going to be 1 bale and a bit. Just my luck. Anyway, so what we'll do is, I think we do have a few. Yeah, we have field 7 is one of our arable fields, I guess you would call it, that we can use. So maybe what we'll have to do is we'll have to plant that field and get some straw for our cows, or non-existent cows at the moment at least. Alright, let's get this little bit here. See, it's actually got a fairly wide pickup on this thing. I remember the very first time I used it, I was like, whoa, that thing actually picks up a lot. You know, width-wise at least. The actual bales themselves aren't huge, but width-wise they are, or the pickup I should say, is pretty good on this one. With what some of the smaller old-timey balers, they are pretty terrible in comparison at least. There's really nothing, Alright, anyways, I guess I'll leave this for the time being then. I'm not going to be able to get last a little bale. Alright, so that'll be it. So probably next time we'll have to deal with these bales. We'll see what happens. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013 coming at you from Smithfield Farm. Catch you guys later.